Welcome back to End Times and Creation. I apologize if you weary of my telling you we have reached a beginning of the end, that we have passed yet another milestone of the ancients. Some of you, like my daughter, will count it as the ramblings of a kind but probably deluded old man, and I would count us happy and relatively safe were that the case. But I am compelled to warn you. We can interpret them wrong, but the signs don't lie. Our misunderstanding could be a function of incomplete histories, or maybe the ancient cataclysm math no longer works. God's universe may be too dynamic for such simple formula. A Sar of 3,600 years and a How of 5,125 years and a Ram of 6,459 Enochian years don't appear designed to coincide. But by strange coincidence, I believe their main events of space rocks, flood, and conflagration now fall within 444 days of one another, shortly after the winter solstice in which the Maya told us we would look death in the face. Wisdom of the Jews told us a comet passing Orion is a harbinger of doom. In June, comet Neowise passed through Orion. A month later, it passed the blue stars that Bear of the North reached out to strike a lynx in the den of lions, marking a beginning of Earth's shift of the oceans. The Mississippians told us 2 reversals are imminent. My calculations suggest one this year and one next year. So Comet Neowise is what the ancients of Ojuelos de Jalisco regarded as the word spoken by Orion in this apocalypse that is the Genesis. Last summer then, we entered the era of Baal or Seth or Yahweh of Seir, one the Celts named Asus, the god who fells the tree of life for man's misbehavior. The stone in the middle came from Israel. That fall of the tree of life is an extinction level event which last occurred one precession ago. As with Atlantis, our civilization is about to go under the waves in a single day and night of misfortune. If you stick around, you can see it happen again a year later. The Mayan sign for an Earth about to turn upside down was this time in which Jupiter has passed Saturn and great flares are about to overtake us. Notice that Jupiter is the sign for the mountain and for this time of the 3 stars of creation. It is associated with the female power. For China as well, the sign of Baal's crown foretells a reversal in which the Tav of Aquarius is turned upside down. The prophecy made it into the Bible. The new creator surpasses his parent. The red star trades places with the blue star, and here below we suffer greatly. Another of the final warnings arrives tonight. Jacob's ladder is someone else's menorah. He, Tav, or Shin, however you might describe Aquarius, turns over to become Mem. Serpent at the pillar reverses and conception takes place. If you go back thousands of years, some say millions, you can find the raven and the serpent as 2 ends of the same stone. What happens over and over here is the reversal that they cause. The question every half precession is which pole will end up at the north this time. Our friend Mr. Peterson in Alaska is about to find himself at the South Pole, methinks. Perhaps not what he had in mind. Worshippers of the Mother told us that we get into trouble this month about the 25th, or 11th Enochian, a calendar in which 2020, surprise, surprise, isn't really over until this spring. Worshippers of the Father, in agreement with the Egyptians, told us we get into a jam by Purim by the end of February, again on that Enochian calendar. Today's Reformed Jews celebrate Purim 3 days earlier. I guess the question I would ask is, does it matter that our little picnic on planet Earth is about to end suddenly? Is there something you still want to accomplish before it's all said and done? And the holy people are again God's sacrifice, or leaven with which he will remake the world. I believe the eye of the raven will be apparent around February 11th, but those who observe the Day of the Dead might recall a great sign coming 11 days before the darkness. I expect a solar flare that takes out electricity for modern society. I'll leave it to you to figure out what that might mean. For example, guns being among the very few things that continue to function in the aftermath. If you survive the great sun flare, the earthquakes and volcanoes, the great storm and flood with its season of red darkness and space rocks, you still have a conflagration to deal with, your God being a consuming fire and all. So let's call this your last chance to buy survival food, store up some fresh water, or buy precious metals. We've been on this road to apocalypse in Genesis 11 years now. Not much time left to get serious. Call someone you love, scratch a sign on a rock, read a book of wisdom, do something worthwhile with the time left. Be a blessing now, and if you survive after the fall, your light will be needed more than ever. God bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face radiant and shine upon you. Shema will lift up his faces toward you and grant you peace. Fear not, the time is upon us.